So in this video, I'm gonna DM 100 of the biggest Instagram influencers to ask how much they charge for a shout out. What is up YouTube, it's your boy Jay Rich back at it with another video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. So for those of you that watch my channel, you guys hear me talk about influencer marketing a lot. It's my favorite marketing strategy and it's the #1 marketing method that made me successful. And influencer marketing is huge and it's growing super fast, so it's only going to become bigger. This world is basically dominated by social media, and the sad truth is in the social media world that we're living in right now, the more followers you have, the more valuable you are. And obviously I'm not talking about value as a whole, but rather value monetary wise, meaning that the more followers you have, the more money you could potentially make. And the result of all this is that there are people with millions and millions of followers that are becoming rich because of it. And it makes total sense why these influencers can make a lot of money, because as a business you need to advertise and get customers, and these influencers have those potential customers. So for example, if an influencer has 1 million followers, a business will pay that influencer to advertise to 1 million people, which could be 1 million potential customers. So what I wanted to do for this video is to DM 100 of the biggest influencers to see how much they charge for a promotion on their page. So how I'll be doing this is I'm gonna contact them as a business to see how much they would charge to advertise my business on their Instagram page. So what I need to do, I need to first have a website to show the influencer so that the influencer can see what products that they will potentially be promoting. And then I need to have a professional email so that the influencer can see that it is a legit business that's trying to contact them. And then I'll just email all the influencers to see how much they would charge for advertisement on their Instagram page, and then after we get some responses, you're gonna see what their prices are. So before I get into it, I do want to say that these influencers could charge whatever price that they want for shoutouts. There is no regulation, there is no Instagram dictating how much an influencer should charge. So what you're gonna see is that some of these influencers are charging crazy prices for shoutouts. So without further ado, let's go straight into it. So the dropshipping website that would be used for this example would be for the IPL laser hair removal product. This product basically allows you to do your own laser hair removal by yourself at your own home instead of going somewhere and paying a lot of money to get it done. This product is super popular and becomes even more popular around summertime because a lot of people show their skin during summer, and women especially would rather have their hair laser removed permanently as opposed to worrying about shaving every day. So this product's audience is mainly women, so most of the influencers that I will be contacting will be mainly female influencers. So finding influencers is super easy. All they'll have to do is start off with one big influencer. So for this example, let's just say Kylie Jenner. So once I'm on her page, I'll then just hit the suggested feature, and this will give me tons of suggested influencers that are related to her. Then I'll basically go through all the suggested accounts and repeat the same process with each influencer that I want to contact. After I'm done finding all the influencers, I'll organize them on a spreadsheet with their username and their email. Then I'll just write out a professional email, which basically just lets them know that I want to do a paid collaboration for my business on their page and ask them how much they're charging and what their rates are. And then I'll make sure to send a follow-up email if they don't respond after 2 days. Then I'll just connect the organized spreadsheet into an email software that will mass contact all of the influencers and automatically follow up if they don't reply after 2 days. So all of the emails have officially been sent out, so I'll see you guys in 2 to 3 days to go over the responses. So it's been 3 days and a lot of the influencers responded, so I want to get straight into it. But before I get into it, I do want to say that these influencers could charge whatever price that they want. There is no regulation, there is no Instagram trying to dictate how much they should charge. I just want you guys to know that these influencers could charge whatever price that they want. So what you're probably going to think is that a lot of these influencers are charging expensive prices, and they might be expensive, but you have to think in the perspective of a business or website owner. If you have a website or a business, you have to get customers, like you have to pay for it. It's not free. And a lot of these influencers have hundreds of thousands and millions of followers and people that interact with them, so you have to pay a hefty price to obtain potential customers from these influencers. So there's a lot of people in today's world that think these influencers are getting paid outrageous prices for no reason. That is not the truth. These influencers absolutely deserve it. They're on a valuable social media platform with hundreds of thousands and millions of followers that interact with them, and that's extremely valuable. It's basically like the digital real estate of today's world. So just like regular real estate, if you own a house in an expensive area like Beverly Hills, Newport Beach, or any expensive area, and you have a big house in it, that's extremely valuable. And the same goes as the influencers. If they're big on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and they have hundreds of thousands and millions of followers, they deserve to get paid a good price to advertise to their followers that they own. So without further ado, let's see just how much these influencers are charging for shoutouts on their page. So first we have Sophia Ricci. and she has over 6 million followers, and she gets over 100,000 likes on all of her pictures. So really good engagement. She's charging $10,000 for a story post and $20,000 for a feed post. So for those of you that do not know what that is, a story post is basically when an influencer posts on their story for 24 hours. So after 24 hours, their followers cannot see the post. So that is usually a lower price than what the feed post is, because the feed post is when the influencer posts on the actual feed. And if it's a permanent post, then the followers will be able to see that for as long as they have an Instagram account. So much longer than 24 hours, sometimes even years or longer than that. So a feed post is way more expensive than a story post, because a story post only lasts 24 hours. So she's charging $10,000 for a story post and $20,000 for a feed post. And I think she deserves it. 6 million followers, over 100,000 likes on each of her pictures. I think it's fairly priced. So the next influencer that responded is Bad Baby. And I'm not even sure that's how you pronounce her name. It's spelled like B-Hat Baby, but this is basically the Cash Me Outside girl.
Catch me outside, how about that?
And she has over 18 million followers. She gets really good engagement. So some of her pictures have 300,000 likes, 400,000 likes. She gets over 500,000 views for her video, but she's not even doing any permanent feed posts. So she's just doing story posts and a story post on Snapchat. And she's charging $40,000 for 4 story frame story posts, which is basically just a minute in total. So the one story post is 15 seconds. So 4 of those will be 60 seconds in total. And she's charging $40,000 for that. And then she's charging $35,000 for the same thing, but on Snapchat. So I'm not exactly too sure if that's worth it, because like I said, the story post lasts 24 hours. So after 24 hours, her followers will not be able to see anything that you promote. So I personally wouldn't pay $40,000 for that specifically. Maybe, you know, she deserves it if it's a permanent feed post, but that's a little bit too much for something that's gonna last only 24 hours. So the next influencer we have is Kaylee Whitey, and I'm not even sure that's how you pronounce her name, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but it looks like Kaylee. But anyway, she has 9.9 million followers, so almost 10 million followers. She has really good engagement as well. She gets over 200,000 likes on her pictures. The thing is that most of her posts are in Spanish, so that is probably going to be a language barrier if you're selling US or English products. So she's charging $4,000 for a permanent post on her feed. So I think that's a pretty good deal. $4,000. She has almost 10 million followers and really good engagement. And then she's also charging 1 Instagram story $2,500 and 3 Instagram stories for $4,500. So I think that's a pretty good deal. The next influencer is Abby with over 2 million followers. I'm not really sure what she does. I think she does TikTok, but she has a lot of followers and she has really good engagement as well. She gets over 200,000 likes on each of her pictures. She's charging $7,000 for a static feed post, and then she's charging $3,000 for a 3-frame IG story. So I think that that's fairly priced pretty well. She's also charging $5,000 for a Snapchat story. And look at this, she gets 2 million to 5 million views on her Snapchat. So $5,000 to reach 2 to 5 million people is a really good deal, I would say. The next influencer is Hennessy Carolina, and she has 6.7 million followers with really good engagement. She gets over 100,000 likes on each of her pictures. She is charging $9,000 for an IG post and $8,000 for a story post. So not pretty much a good deal for stories. You might as well pay for the IG post since it's pretty much the same price. But $9,000 and $8,000 for a story, I would say is fairly priced for over 6.7 million followers and really good engagement. The next influencer is Madison Lewis. Her username is Mads Lewis. She has 4.1 million followers and her engagement is insane. She gets over 500,000 likes on a lot of her pictures, which is better than all the other influencers that we went over, even though they have more followers than her. And she's charging $15,000 for a permanent feed post, and then she's charging $6,500 for a story post. So I would say that's a really, really good deal. She gets over 500,000 likes on a lot of her pictures, which is insane. So I would say that the prices that she's charging is definitely worth it. So the next influencer is Sweety, and she has 5.9 million followers. She's basically a superstar. She's an artist, a rapper. She's dating Quavo. She has really good engagement. She gets over 300,000 likes on a lot of her pictures, and she gets over 1 million views on her video post, which was just posted yesterday. So really, really good engagement. And she's charging $40,000 for an IG post on her page. And her manager said that her rates normally start at $40,000. So she gets paid more than that. But like I said, she's basically a superstar. So definitely she deserves it. So the next influencer is Ventura with 5.3 million followers. Her engagement is pretty decent. She gets over 50,000 likes on pretty much all her pictures. And her manager sent over a rate card, which basically gives out a rate of a bunch of different services and products that she's offering. So for a regular IG feed post that is just a picture, it's $6,000. But if it's a feed post that is a video post, then it's $8,000, so $2,000 more if it's a video. For a giveaway post, she's charging $7,500. For a Instagram story for 3 clips, she's charging $4,000. And for a simple IG story with just 1 clip, she's charging $2,000. And for Snapchat, for a 3-clip story post, she's charging $5,000. And for a simple Snapchat story post, so 1 clip, she's charging $3,000. So she definitely is offering a lot of different services, but it's really cool because it works within your budget. So if you don't want to spend the max price $8,000 for a video post on her feed, you can just pay her $2,000 for a story post and then see how that works for your brand and your business. So the next influencer is Brandy, and I think that's how you pronounce her name. It looks like Brandy, but forgive me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. But she has over 800,000 followers and she has really good engagement. She gets over 100,000 likes on a lot of her pictures. She's really big on YouTube. She has over 2 million followers, and her manager sent over a bunch of rates for all of her social media platforms. So for a YouTube dedicated video, which is basically like a whole video dedicated on your product or your brand and your business, she's charging $20,000. For a non-dedicated video on YouTube, is basically like a 1 minute or 2 minute mission of your brand and your product, she's charging $12,000. And for a 1 Instagram feed post, she's charging $9,000. And for an IG story post, she's charging $6,000. And then for 1 TikTok, she's charging $5,000. So she's basically on all the different social media platforms as well. And the cool thing about her, like with the other influencer, it works within your budget. So if you don't want to spend $20,000 for her max services that she's offering, you just pay her $5,000 for a TikTok and then see how that works for your business or your brand. So definitely she deserves it, and she is definitely growing, and she's big on YouTube, and she has really good engagement, 100,000 likes for less than 1 million followers. So I would say definitely she deserves it. So the next influencer is Moonrock with 14.8 million followers, so a big account, and his engagement is insane. So the latest video that he posted 2 days ago has over 3 million views already, and the latest picture post that he posted 5 days ago has over 600,000 likes. So his engagement is through the roof. The manager said that his rates start at $50,000. So that's probably the entry level pricing, probably for a story post. So definitely is a pretty hefty price, but like I said, it's extremely valuable. He has a lot of followers and he has insane engagement. And another thing to mention, I think he's in the beauty and the makeup industry, so that is a huge industry. So he definitely is extremely valuable. So he has the right to charge whatever price that he wants to, even if it's 50K or higher. The next influencer is Quiche with 4.8 million followers. Her engagement is insane as well. She gets over 500,000 likes on a lot of her pictures. Her management sent over her rate card, which basically shows the analytics and the prices she's charging for her social media platforms. I love when they send this over because you'll be able to see all the analytics, all the data, and all the metrics, so you can better decide on what they're worth or if they're worth the price that they're charging. So she's charging $10,000 for a feed post and $3,000 for a story post. And I personally think the story post is a really good deal. Like I said, her engagement is insane. She gets over 500,000 likes on a lot of her pictures. So you'll pay $3,000 for a story post that will potentially reach hundreds of thousands of people. So I definitely think that that's worth it. The next influencer is Hailie Pham with 1 million followers. She gets over 200,000 likes on a lot of her pictures. For an IG static feed post with just a picture, she's charging 8 to 10K. For a video feed post, she's charging 15 to 20K. And then for IG stories on her page, she's charging 8 to 10K. The next influencer is Donna with 2.8 million followers. She gets over 100,000 likes on a lot of her pictures. She's charging 5 to 7K for an IG feed post. And for an IG story post, it starts at $1,250. So $1,250 for a story post on her page. That's an insane deal, you guys. You could basically pay $1,200 to reach hundreds of thousands of people. I think that's a killer deal, actually. I'm down to pay her for a story post. So let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to pay her to see how much sales I could get. The next influencer is Karina Kopf. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, so I just spelled it out just to be safe. But she has 4.5 million followers. Her engagement is freaking crazy, y'all. She gets over 800,000 likes on a lot of her pictures. So even if she has 20 million followers, her engagement would still be crazy if she gets the number of likes that she has right now. But she has 4.5 million, so that is even more crazy. But she's charging $9,000 for a story post. per story frame. So every 15 seconds for just one story post, she's charging $9,000. I personally think that's a really good deal because, as I was saying, her engagement is through the roof. The next influencer is Dani Lay with 2.6 million followers. She's pretty well known. She's a singer, and I actually like a lot of her songs. So she has pretty good engagement. She gets over 300,000 views for a lot of her videos, and she gets over 100,000 likes for a lot of her pictures. She's charging $20,000 for one IG feed post, and for a story post, she's charging 7.5 to 10K. So I think that's pretty fair. The final influencer is Chantelle Jeffries with 4.6 million followers. Her engagement is pretty good as well. She gets over 300,000 likes for a lot of her pictures. She's charging $30,000 for one IG feed post, and for one IG story post, she's charging $18,000. So for her number of followers and her number of engagement, I would say that's a pretty fair price. So that is all the influencers that responded. So as you can see, the prices vary between each influencer. I think the most expensive influencer was Moonrock, but as I said earlier, he absolutely deserves it. He has a lot of followers and he has insane engagement, and he's in the beauty and makeup industry, which is insanely valuable. So that is a video, you guys. I wanted to make this video so you guys have a good idea how much the big influencers are charging, but I don't want you guys to look at this video and say these influencers are charging expensive prices, because they are not. These are some really good deals when you look at it from a different perspective. So as a business owner, you have to pay for advertising, you have to pay for marketing, you have to pay for visitors to go to your business. There is no way around that. So the only other options are the most popular ones, which are Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, stuff like that. So let's just say the cost per click, the average CPC, which is basically every time somebody that clicks your link and goes to your website, this is how much you're paying. So Facebook, let's just say the average CPC is $1. So you're basically paying $1 for every person that clicks your link and goes to your website. So if you run a Facebook ad campaign and your CPC is $1, you get 100,000 visitors, you're gonna pay $100,000. But let's just say you want to use a big influencer. The influencer has 10 million followers, they're charging $20,000 for a feed post. Let's say you get 100,000 clicks, the same amount of clicks that you would for a Facebook ad. You would only pay $20,000 for it, so you'll save $80,000. So a lot of people really don't look at it like that, and they say these influencers are overvalued, because I think people are weird about paying $20,000 to just one influencer who is probably young, you know, they don't look like they deserve it, but in reality they do. People feel more comfortable paying, you know, a billion-dollar company like Facebook hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars when they could get better results for much, much cheaper. So you'll save $80,000 in that case scenario. So that is one way to look at it. Obviously there's different other ways to look at it as well, but there is insane deals that you guys can get from these influencers, because as you can see, the price varies between each influencer. So potentially you guys can get some really good deals. So I hope this video truly opened your eyes up to the world of influencer marketing, which you probably hear me talking about a lot if you watch a lot of my videos. But if you're new to the channel, before I close out each video, I always give out an inspirational quote. And today's quote is, "You'll truly never know what you're capable of until you step outside of your comfort zone." And until then, my friends, be great.